Hello and welcome to our car.
Hello.
Kat and I are going away for a long weekend break, much needed. We're going to Hastings and we're going today via Rye. So I thought I'd bring you lot along with us.
So join us on this fantastical journey and let's see where it takes us.
Okay, so I'll plonk you in the window and I'll catch up with you further down the road. Right, so we are now heading to Rye. Just leaving, just filled up with petrol at our local Tesco. So heading out onto the road. So I thought I'd bring you with me so I can have a little natter, a little chinwag, and show you the scenery. The tower block onto the right we refer to as Ramsgate Castle. So this is Ramsgate, or rather our way out of it. Quite a lot of building going on recently. This was fields about 2 years ago and it was shot up.
Yeah, it's very sad to see actually that a lot of the fields have been sold off to build new houses, and the thing is there's not many people locally who can afford to buy new houses, and we don't really have the infrastructure for all these new houses. Doctors, dentists, school places and road structure and the like, because we are only an island. And of course they always say that Thanet is a silted up island, but that's a partial untruth, because the only thing that is stopping us from being an island is the seawall and the fact that the Wonson Channel water is pumped out constantly, probably from Sandwich, because that's where the sewage treatment works is. So the tale we have been fed about being silted up is probably more of a lie.
So we're now on the A256. This starts in Broadstairs, Margate, and continues on towards Dover. Our routing will take us up towards Dover through Whitfield and then round Hythe, New Romney, that area. As far as I know, there might always be diversions if there's traffic. To the right of us is the approach to Manston Airport. If the camera picks it up, you can see the runway approach lights.
It's good that we're getting the airport back, because hopefully it'll bring new investment into our area.
40 mile an hour limit down here. It's unlikely anyone will be able to achieve that unless they're total loonies.
I do hope that we maintain the fields that we have left, the green spaces that are left, because otherwise it's just going to be like one big massive town, completely urbanised, and that destroys the biodiversity and the natural habitat of the plants, animals, insects and the birds. And that's certainly not helpful if one wishes to be mindful about climate change, assuming there is such a thing.
Lord of the Manor roundabout. To the left goes into Ramsgate town centre. On a clear day you can see France across the sea
and smell the garlic.
The road down to the left leads to where was once the old hovercraft port, and this has a 50 mile an hour limit, which people generally tend not to observe. There's a tunnel down here where we pass under the railway line and Folks Hill and the village of Cliff's End.
There's a replica of a Viking ship at Cliff's End. In the, I think it was the 1970s, a Viking ship was sailed into Broadstairs, and that's
going down towards Dover on the A256. The road to the right is the routing to London. London, Faversham,
Whitstable,
all those places. Gravesend, Rochester. And it leads the A299 and then the M2, which I'll show you in due course in a future video. This road is also known as the Ridgeborough Way, which is sometimes rather difficult to pronounce, particularly if you can't say R's properly like me.
and Ridgeborough has this amazing Roman fort. Now, the first time we visited was a number of years ago, before the global incident, and it's managed by English Heritage. And it was really fascinating, and you could see the lying of the land where the Wonsum Channel was. The geography of the Wonsum Channel is really interesting, and the channel is actually wider than the one that separates the Isle of Wight from the mainland. So the Isle of Wight is 1.2 miles wide, and the Wonsum Channel is actually 1.7 miles wide. So we're quite close to France, probably 28-30 miles as the crow flies from France and Belgium, which isn't very far at all. We're on the English Channel, and then when you get round the corner of the sticky out bit where we are, you've got Margate, which is on the North Sea. So you've got two seas side
Smells a
by
bit
side.
fruity round here.
It does, doesn't it?
That's the sewage works. You can see on the right if the camera picked it up.
And that's likely where the pumping of the channel water is also carried out.
So we're going to turn to the right here and carrying on the A256 towards Sandwich.
Sandwich was historically part of Thanet. It isn't considered as part of Thanet now, but historically it was part of Thanet, right on the very echelons of Thanet, in fact. And some parts of Thanet are below sea level. So we're very much still an island, and Thanet does still have very much an island vibe to it.
This is the more industrial part here. 50-mile-an-hour speed limit down this bit. Dual carriageway. Ultimate breakfast in there, that's new.
Good for truckers.
Yeah, not so good for any diet they might be on.
No.
There's the Riverford van overtaking us. I wonder if he's our Riverford guy.
Possibly.
Yes, I'm only doing about 40 along here.
Dumbass me forgot to order a Riverford box this week.
Thought I was the dumbass.
I thought about it and just didn't get round to it. And by the time I thought about it, the Wednesday cut-off had gone.
And more water treatment works to the left. I think that's the clean water because it doesn't smell.
Yes, it is a bit of a humdinger.
It's got a little bit of a whiff to it. Two lots of sewage works together.
And the household waste is down here as well.
Yeah, the co-part is where cars go to die. And they've been crashed or written off or flooded or whatever's happened to them. And the Ramsgate Road is the direct road to Sandwich, going past the Pfizer plant.
Dr. Mike Yeadon used to work out of Sandwich Fizzer. He was vice president. Freedom!
Sandwich Industrial Estate. So these are all the glorious tourist attractions of Thanet. There is Ridgeborough Fort further down the road, which is worth a visit. Apparently it's all been re-excavated.
They've spent a huge amount of money making it a real interactive experience, and you'll probably see that from one of us in a future vlog.
Yes. So we're now going down single carriageway. And the speed limit goes up to national speed limits. That's the sign on each side of the road, the white disc with the black line through it. If you're not in the UK, that means on a single carriageway road like this, the speed limit is 60 miles an hour for a car. Don't know what it is for other vehicles.
Tried telling that's some of the
And
locals.
on a dual carriageway road, which is where you've got a central reservation and 2 carriageways each side of the central reservation, it's 70 for a car. I'm doing about 50 odd. Water ski to the left. Coming up to another roundabout, Ridgeborough Roman Fort. You'll be turning left to go down there. It's quite busy this morning. Traffic monitoring camera on the lamp column to the right. We're still on the A256. We're just coming up to the junction to Sandwich and Dover. The road to the left is the Deal and Sandwich Road. We're not going down there this time. So we'll be turning right and following this line of poplar trees.
Have you ever thought about doing an advanced driving test, Dan?
No, not really. Could be something I could do.
Because basically, you're doing something similar. You're talking about where you're going.
Yeah, commentary driving.
Yes,
so they're doing
that's
tests.
right, yeah.
I'm talking about it's quite good to aid concentration.
Yes, that's right. For advanced driving, you say exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm slowing down and going into second gear here because I'm going to make a right turn here. That sort of thing.
Speed limit's still 60. I'm doing 40. Everyone else is doing about 40 at the moment. That's because they're behind me. They've got no choice.
And you've got a camera, and they think that it's a dash cam.
Yeah. So they're all driving sensibly. Otherwise, they'll be picked up on video.
The quality of the driving here leaves a lot to be desired.
So, just in case we get any judgmental comments on the video, I'm not using my mobile phone. It is a GoPro in the window.
It's my GoPro on permanent loan today.
Yeah, so you'll be getting tutorials how to use it. I'm still learning myself.
Technology doesn't work very well for me because of my personal EMF.
Yeah, we're getting a new printer this week. It had a firmware update, I think, or did something, and it thinks it's a completely different printer, and it won't do anything.
And I frazzled all my mics, so I still haven't got one. I wore them for a week and they frazzled.
They stopped working, didn't they?
That's life with somebody with a very powerful frequency. As Dan has learned over the years, and sometimes to his cost.
Yeah, exactly. Road to the right leads to Eastry. We are going straight towards Dover. We won't be going through the middle of Dover, we'll be going round it through a village called Whitfield.
Eastry's a nice little village. The people are really friendly.
They're nice little shops, lovely place.
It's quite historic, some lovely old buildings, and the church is gorgeous. And we had a wander around the churchyard in a way.
Yeah. 50 mile an hour limit down here, dual carriageway, with the central reservation down the middle. It's still the A256. One thing to take note of, if you're using a sat-nav like Google Maps, the speed limit that's displayed in the corner of the screen is not always correct. At the moment it's showing 40, the signage showed 50, it's now showing national speed limit. So always pay attention to the signs on the road, not what that sat-nav is saying, otherwise you can end up with a speeding ticket. Particularly if say you're driving in a 20 zone, it's showing 30 and you forget it's 20, then you could get done. Tillmanstone roundabout. Again, we're going straight. They have a car boot sale at Tillmanstone just down the road on the right every Sunday in the summer. It's variable. It's like usual boot fares. They don't seem to want to pay more than 50 pence for anything. move over into lane 2. We're turning right in half a mile. Keeping up the speed because we don't want to be lane hogging. We're gradually prepared to slow down. There's somebody behind us. This is one of the occasions where it is legal to undertake somebody who is turning right. Because you have to slow down, not going to be going around here on 2 wheels. Some people might do, but not me. There's traffic coming the other way, so we might have to wait. Go after that one. Right, let's get out of here. This is the Sandwich Road. So we're bearing round to the left now. National speed limit for a little while. I'm doing 40. The road is a bit rough, so I'll look after my wheels a bit. And this is Whitfield, 30 mile an hour limit through here. As I said, the road is a bit on the rough side. It's been patched up a bit recently, so it's rather bumpy. Some newer developments along here. The street lighting's been extended. Modern style columns. About 100 yards or so, then it gives way to the normal 1970s style columns with a curved bracket on the top.
At one time, this would probably have been a hamlet. There's 1 or 2 old properties, but most of them are quite new.
Yeah,
It wouldn't have been much at one time.
yeah, a lot of it's like modern bungalows through here. It does have a bus. Don't know how often they run, 1 a month or something probably. It has a village hall. It's quite a busy place, really.
Yes, it is.
Particularly the Dover end of the. I think it's more of a suburb of Dover.
Yes. I noticed the parking was quite good at that village hall as well.
Yeah.
Which is unusual because sometimes there's not very much parking at all at a village hall.
Parade of shops.
Fish bar.
Indian restaurant. Petrol. So we're now approaching the outskirts of Dover. For Dover town centre, we're going straight across or to the left. We are going to the right here.
Dover Port is probably like the major employer in the area. Even some people in Ramsgate work over at Dover Port, like our former neighbours. And we've got friends who work at Dover Port, but often on the French side as well. And there's quite a buoyant Eastern European community in Dover. It's quite an interesting place.
So we're going round the town. It saves time rather than going through it. Going downhill, 50 mile an hour. Good view of the valley in front of us. The escape lane is for lorries in case they have difficulty stopping in time. Just to the left. It's filled with sand and gravel, so to help stop the truck should it be going too fast or be out of control. Coming to a junction in about a couple of 100 yards. We'll be turning right towards the river and the Temple Ewell, or Temple Ewell, however it is pronounced. Again, a bit bumpy, so don't want to take that too fast. Still going downhill. We will be bearing to the left. It's turning to the left onto Orcombe Road in 30 mile an hour through here, and we've been passing Kersney Abbey and the Russell Garden. It's quite pretty down there. Temple Ewell is to the right, up the hill. A bit tight down here, don't want to be going too fast. You never know where you're going to meet coming the other way. So you have to keep your wits about you, really. Yeah, this is Kersney Abbey Gardens. Shown you, this is an experiment, the drive along video, because I do cover quite a wide area when I'm out tuning. So one day I might be out in the sticks, another day I might be in central London, so I do get quite a variety of scenery when I'm out and about, so it'd be good to show you where I'm going. Past the dog grooming salon. Pet shops. I think they like their dogs around here. 40 mile an hour limit. Ewell Minis to the right, another village. So this is the road that takes us towards Folkestone and the A20. The alternative route would be direct through Dover and up the main road to Folkestone, but that can be a bit boring. It can be a bit busy as well, depending on time of day and traffic. I think this is a bit more scenic this way. Orcombe, 30 mile an hour limit through here. Slowing down because it gets a bit twisty around here. That's quite a pretty place.
It is.
Quite a lot of pubs called the Marquis of Granby. I don't know much about him.
I'll pop something up on the screen.
Yeah, there's any caption about who he is and his history.
But the pub dates to 1810.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it's over 200 years old.
Yeah. Just leaving the village. Speed limit goes up to 40. Yes, so it's Friday, it's 10:52 in the morning, weather's slightly overcast and much wind, so quite calm. Doing 40 mile an hour, it's 50 mile an hour limit, can't really do much faster than that because it's quite a twisty road again. In just over a mile and a half we'll be joining up with the A20, which takes us past the Channel Tunnel up towards London.
Where's it working for? Terrible.
They've just sown the seeds.
Yes.
They've ploughed the fields and scattered.
The good seed on the ground.
John Barleycorn there.
Yes.
So that bridge in front of us is the A20. We'll be passing underneath it, and then alongside, and then there'll be a roundabout where we will join it. Heading London bound. It's the beside us to the right. Start to slow down for the roundabout. Canterbury Folkestone A260 to the left, London Ashford Channel Tunnel to your 2 o'clock. We're now going to go on to the A20. And then through a short tunnel. A20 branches off just after we exit the tunnel into Folkestone town centre, and this road becomes the M20. So non-motorway traffic will be leaving us here. Theoretically it's illegal to cycle along this bit, but I've never seen anybody brave enough to do that. But they'd have to turn off here. By cyclists, horse-drawn carriages and learners and motorcycles under 50cc. And now on the M20. We'll be on the M20 for about 11 miles, where we'll leave at junction 10A and join the A2070, which takes us to Ashford and Hastings. Traffic from Folkestone's joining us on the off-slip, and the on-slip to the motorway, and the Channel Tunnel is to the right. Where you get the shuttle, and that's where the sidings for the railway and all that paraphernalia is. This motorway can get quite busy. They turn off the Channel Tunnel here, Cheriton, with the shuttle. I prefer going across by boat, there's more to see. Sitting in a train in a tunnel that doesn't even have proper windows and you can't even get out your car.
More to see on the sea.
Exactly.
We've got some brilliant bottles. The last time we went to Calais as foot passengers.
Yes, exactly. I'd like to point out the viewing platform in front of us. When the Channel Tunnel first opened, there was a visitor centre, which is to the right. I remember going there back in 1994 when it all first opened, and that structure with Motis on it was the viewing platform. We could climb up there and watch the trains going into the tunnel. It's all long since abandoned now. It's all quite a big thing then, the Channel Tunnel newly opened. I was under the railway will run to our left for a little while. Roughly follows the M20, the high speed, in towards St Pancras. We've got Folkestone services coming up on the left in 2 miles. Just past these lorries, we've got so 8.5 miles to go before we turn off. Put my foot down a little bit and get in front of those. M20 is used for stabling lorries while they're queuing to use the ferry or the Channel Tunnel. So it's used the lorry park, speed limit reduced to 50 mile an hour, and lorries were queued there while they waited for their crossing. It was quite inconvenient because of the traffic levels. The road to try and let the petrol spin out. No point in blatting along at 70 or faster, because it just burns more petrol and it costs more to pump. We're not in any particular rush. We're due at park up in Rye about 20 to 12. So it gives us a chance to have a mooch around before we go to the Cat Cafe, which we're looking forward to. Channel Tunnel Rail Link high speed is now running parallel with us to the left. As I said earlier, we're going to the Cat Cafe for lunch in Rye.
I'm a bit obsessed with cats. I'm a mad cat lady.
I'm probably a bit of a mad cat man as well. We've got 3 at home. We've got Merlin, who's a big tabby chonk, who's 14 now.
Nearly 15.
Nearly 15, be 15 in July. Then we've got Arthur, who's, how old is he now?
He
about
is
5, isn't
5
he?
in May.
5 in May. He's black and white. Very sweet. He was feral. He was stray when we got him from Cats in Crisis.
But he's a total love bug now.
Gorgeous. And then there's Miss Robin, our fruit bat, as we call her, because she looks like a little fluffy black fruit bat, which is very sweet.
She's so cute.
She's lovely. She can be naughty. She has a GPS tracker because she has a habit of wandering off and not coming in. Slowing down a bit, there's some flashing lights in front. There's lorries in front of us. We're not in any rush to pass them. I'm only doing 60. If that. That's the Highways Agency, Highways Officer. Traffic enforcement, driver at GVSA. Probably looking out for lorry drivers who have outstayed their tachograph, have gone over their hours, or anything like that, or defects. They sometimes get regularly checked. I've seen videos on YouTube of lorry drivers getting pulled by the GVSA and they're filming it. A lot of it for safety reasons, I guess. I'm not a lorry driver, so I don't know. Past this lot. Junction 10A in just over a mile, so I'll be tucking back in again at the mile mark. I might not get in front of all of these. I'll tuck in now because it's coming up to the Ashford Hastings turn off. I'll slow down, keep a safe distance behind the lorry. Preparing to slow down and turn off.
Caution, A2070 road closed.
Another road closure. There might be a diversion, so we'll keep our eyes peeled.
Last time we drove to Hastings, which was a few weeks ago, there was a road closure.
Yeah, it might be the same one. So we'll follow the diversion, see where it takes us. There's a lot of road closures around at the moment, a lot of roadworks. Here we are, there's the countdown markers, every 100 yards, 300, 200, 100, then off. And the little blue sign between the markers is for if you get broken down, it's a location marker. It shows the motorway, then it shows the distance from London in kilometres, and A or B. A is the away from London carriageway, B is the back to London carriageway, and they're regularly spaced. I think every 100 metres or something. Yeah, there's another one. So it's a slip road, so it's a different letter, L. So they use different letters for the slip roads, and A and B for the main carriageway. And you'll see more of those in future videos. So this is the junction 10A. We will be taking the first exit. Inland border facility. On the left for foreign deliveries, foreign lorries. onto Bad Münstereifel Way, which is a town, I think it's in Germany, which is twinned with Ashford.
Try saying that after a few pints.
Yes. Well, a few gin and tonics if you want to be healthy.
Gut and tongue.
Yeah, gut and tuh. So we're taking the left-hand slip road. It bypasses the roundabout. Well, when I come this way, I often forget to take this road, thinking it's going somewhere else, and end up having to wait at the roundabout. So it just cuts out all the hassle of waiting if the roundabout is busy. In other industrial areas, an industrial area on the outskirts of Ashford. Yeah, Bad Münstereifel Way. This road continues towards Lid Airport, Ashford International Station. Oh, anyone fancy McDonald's for lunch? No, I don't think so.
No.
Empty calories. Somebody said that McDonald's burgers were going up again.
I'm actually allergic to McDonald's.
Yeah, they're difficult to keep down.
Yeah, it's additives. I was so ill a couple of times. On one occasion I had what they called like a veggie deluxe, but it was anything but deluxe. And it didn't last long.
Some people like them. No, the coffee's all right. They do good breakfast sometimes. I don't know if they do the wrap, but a bit of porridge and a couple of hash browns in the morning's not too bad. Hey, I haven't been to McDonald's for a while, but they used to do these breakfast wraps. They were quite nice. I don't think they had the additives that the burger sauces and things had in them.
Darling, I couldn't possibly comment.
Another good one is Stone Willie's. Stone Willie's Kitchen. They do really nice breakfast wraps.
Why is it called Stone Willie's?
Because
it's a weird name.
A guy called William has founded it, apparently. Correct me if I'm wrong. And he started off by making pizzas.
Oh, right,
so
okay.
the pizza stone's a Stone Willie.
Oh, yes, I get it, yes. I love pizza. I made one for Mill last week when I was staying with her.
Yeah, she said.
It was yummy. I make really nice pizza.
Yeah.
Even ready-made pizzas from the supermarkets have loads of additives. I'm no good with food additives.
Yeah.
Highly allergic to them.
That's why I do a lot of scratch cooking, isn't
That's
it?
right, yes.
There'll be another junction coming up in half a mile. We'll be bearing off to the left, going towards Ham Street.
Is there an egg street as well?
There might be a chicken street. Bit of theatre there. So it's gone to the A2070. 50-mile-an-hour limit. Taking the curve slowly, as I like to still be on four wheels. Keeping the gear low. And there's a second roundabout where we go straight across. We take the second exit. Road's a bit rough here. Could do with a bit of attention. Stay on this road for a little while. The Ham Street is in 5 miles, and then there's Brenzit. Not sure if we're going straight through those places, but we'll see. I'm going straight across here. Modern houses to the right. Look a bit soulless. I think this is a fairly new road, like a bypass of some kind. I don't know the history of the area. I only drive through it. Don't really study it. Single carriageway, traffic monitoring camera to the right. I think it's a traffic monitoring camera. Anybody who's more of an authority on street furniture, please comment and correct me if I'm wrong. having a crash along here. Can't see any evidence of any wreckage. We've got the Ashford Hastings line to the left, running parallel with us, and that passes through Appledore Rye. I think it's still diesel trains on there. It was when I travelled on it. It used to be well, there's some flashing blue lights ahead. There in our last travel, the Ashford Hastings line is class 205 thumper units. I think it's something a bit more modern now. Yeah, something's happened up here, so we're going to slow down, and we're not going to go into Rubberneck. We're going to slow down in case there's people in the road. They're being directed, so we're going to slow down and let the other traffic pass. Yeah, the policeman's directing the traffic. I'll stop here and wait till he gives us the go-ahead to proceed. Stopping the traffic, let them clear, and when he waves us through, we can go. The junction, Tenterton to the right and Ham Street. Street and Chicken Street. 10 to 10, also known as 950. National speed limit down here is 60 mile an hour. Although some other people's ideas of 60 mile an hour, they probably use different sized units. Judging by the speed some of them go, most people are driving fairly sensibly. Doing about 55. Romney Marsh now, so we're about 12 miles away from Rye, 19 minutes ETA to the car park. Slowing down a bit because it's a blind bend, you never know what might be around the corner. This is getting quite flat round here, it's quite marshy, it's like the Romney Marshes. So in the winter it's quite bleak around here, especially going to places like Dungeness. I think it's situated between Dungeon R and Dungeon T.
It is a bit grim,
especially in the winter. Fishing's not too bad around there. Got the power station. Might get some rather interesting things. Crabs are good round there.
Crabs are excellent.
Yeah, we got crabs from Dungeness.
Yes. Except the first one, we opened and it was virtually empty.
Yeah, full of water. But
yes.
Mickey down at Ramsgate Pier, Ramsgate Harbour, he was saying that he had a load of crabs and they were full of water.
I once watched him do some of the crabs while I was talking to him, and he had 3 or 4 in a row while I was talking to him.
Full of water.
Yeah, and he was moaning about it.
Yeah, expect it to be full of nice lush crab meat, and you open it up, it's full of seawater. Bit of a disappointment there. Ivy Church to the left, I've tuned the piano in there. Nice little church. Expect I'll be back there again in the summer. warning system said that this road we're on was closed, but it wasn't. It needs updating. It's built into the car, this warning system. I don't know where it gets this information from.
The legacy media.
Yes. Petrol's rather expensive, that one. Filled up at Tesco. Skinner's Sheds, we've got our shed full.
Yes.
They had an outlet at Ramsgate Garden Centre.
It's a good shed. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
As opposed to the good shed in Canterbury.
Yes. There's a good shed, but there isn't a bad shed.
Or even a so-so shed.
Yeah, the good shed in Canterbury is good for artisan food.
Locally produced.
I mean,
Beautiful fish.
get the train into Canterbury, it's Canterbury West, and it's just outside. Or you can park up in the multi-storey next to the station.
I like going on the train because it's a good excuse to drink beer.
Yeah, that's silly. Overtaking a zebra crossing. Level crossing and crossing a solid white line. Don't know how many points this licence would get for doing that if a copper saw it. It's Brooklyn, 50 mile an hour through here. The Brooklyn bypass. The old road would have gone straight through the middle and would have been, I think, to our left through the village. Straight through here. School warning crossing. The vertical lights under the sign are known as wigwags, and they flash alternately. The yellow lights, they flash on and off alternately when the school crossings, when at the end of school and beginning of the day, just to warn drivers that there might be an associated speed limit, speed restriction with the wigwags. There's a safety feature in this country. Nice old building to the right. Go back to national speed limit as we leave the village. Thank you for driving carefully. Concealed entrances to the right and caption up. We researched that line and put a caption up. The yellow box to the left is a camera, so if anybody has jumped the lights, they get caught. Today there's a train of fire. The signal to the right was showing a yellow aspect, a single yellow. They're proceeding with caution. So there is a train up there somewhere. Farm shop, garden centre, that's interesting to know. Farm shop and cafe, garden centre, everything you'll ever dream for. Wish for. Welcome to 1066 country, so they're not far. Rye is pretty close to Hastings.
Yes, it is.
This was all. Wasn't this water one time?
Yeah.
It's silted up.
Yeah, that's right.
Rye was a port. So approaching Rye now. It's on the hill. That tower, we went there, didn't we?
Yes.
It's not the Wipers Tower, is it?
I don't know, might be.
Here we are coming into Rye, 30 mile an hour limit. Boring suburbs.
Rye was part of the St. Ports.
Yes.
Later on they had something called Martello Towers.
Yes, from the Napoleonic Wars.
That's right.
They're dotted all along here, all the way to Folkestone and beyond. Hythe has got some as well. So just crossing the river. I'm not sure what it's called. We'll put a caption up. As we know, there's a very good fishmonger there. We've had fish from there before. We normally park here, but we're going to park around the other side for a change. Deciding to go that way.
He indicated a little late.
The other one didn't indicate at all. I was waiting for him to go straight across and he went left.
We really like Rye.
It's a lovely place.
We've started coming more, haven't we?
Yes.
Last year.
We came last November in the middle of the storm, didn't we?
Yes. We've been a few times in recent months though.
Just seen an advert on the left on the telegraph pole for the cat cafe.
Oh, excellent.
I think it's here. Yeah, there it is. There's the cat cafe.
Kiko's Cat Cafe. I cannot wait to see those babies. Oh my god.
So we're going round Rye. The old part of Rye's up the hill.
We're going down towards the harbour.
Yeah. The old sandstone.
We're going to explore the harbour buildings in the wharf, which are antique shops, because I'm into fine art and antiques.
Yes, fine art. Oncoming traffic has priorities, I'll let him go.
I'm a bit of an antique myself, but I won't talk anymore about that. Say nothing, Dan.
My lips are sealed, my gob is shut.
But you can get to the old part from here as well.
Yeah.
It's just up there.
It's sort of very maritime, isn't it?
It is, it's lovely. It's a fantastic place.
It's a bit like Whitstable, isn't it?
It is, very similar. I love it anyway here. I'm so looking forward to
The sandwich is quite similar too.
It is, it is. That's also part of the St. Paul's.
There's a nice wave. It's clear to proceed.
So we're going to have a little mooch and a long walk.
Yeah.
It's further than it feels to the Cat Cafe.
Yeah. When the exercise is good.
It means we can enjoy a slice of cake without worrying about the calories because
Yeah.
we'll have walked a distance.
Exactly. And here,
Hopefully we'll get in here.
go in this one. You can wait.
There's one, look there.
That's perfect. Well spotted. I'll reverse park. I'd rather reverse in than reverse out. Clear behind. You'll be jiggling a little bit.
At this point I usually get into the crash position. I'm a nervous passenger. I've been doing my Sudoku because it keeps my mind off the journey a little bit.
The car is quite wide and the spaces are quite narrow, so I'm going to centre in the middle.
There we go.
There we go.
Well done, darling.
Here we are. This is Rye. Well, here we are in Rye. Hope you enjoyed the journey, and we'll see you again soon.
So please like, share, comment and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And down here we'll see you again soon for the next one, and so might I.
Bye for now.
Bye.